What we got here is comparing a few rounds. So the most important thing is that I want to go over here is the parent case of several rounds that I'm pretty excited about. So I don't actually own the parent case um, that we're talking about. It's the 30 Remington. It's a rifle. It's a rifle case, a rifle round from 100 plus years ago, and a lot of cool cartridges have come out of it. So let's start with these little dinky guys just for a frame of reference to start off. So this is the famed 9mm. It's probably needs no introduction. It's a slightly tapered case and very popular. And then next to this, just for comparison, is 40 Smith and Wesson, and ballistically they're pretty similar. This is a slightly more popular round when it comes to penetrating barriers. It's got a little bit of an edge on the 9mm. I've definitely heard stories where someone was trying to take out someone and this was bouncing off their suit. And not every time, obviously, but I've heard crazy stories with the 9mm. I think that 40 might have just a little bit of an edge, stopping power over it, but there's caliber flame wars about this issue, and they're neck to neck. So let's go into parent cases now. So 30 Remington, like I said, I don't have it here, but the 30 Remington parent is the parent case to this, and this, and this. So if you were to look at the bottom of all these cases, you'll have the same based size for all these cartridges. So let's go over this again. This is the smallest one here is 40 Smith & Wesson. Next up is a 10mm auto. This is a snap cap if it looks funny to you. So that's just marginally bigger than the 40 Smith & Wesson. And this is a rare bird. This is called the 10mm Magnum. So again, these are all derived from the parent case of 30 Remington. And then this, slightly more related to the 30 Remington, is the 6.8 SPC, which is a rare. Well, it's not like the most popular AR-15 round, but it's a great round. It's from the 2000s, and it's supposed to be slightly better than an AK-47 round, which I can't remember the dimensions of that round exactly. But yeah, so there you have it. You have all these four cases, and this is just probably scratching the surface. There's probably 5 or 6 other ones that are derived from the 30 Remington rifle round from hundreds of years or 100 years ago. About just to go into this a little more. This is a slightly tapered, just like the 9mm here. This has got a slight taper to it, to the body here, and so these are officially straight wall cartridges meant for revolvers or handguns or pistols. And so you probably can't see, but this is a taper case. It's not a straight wall case. So this is pretty typical. There are straight wall, like strictly straight wall rifle cases, but you'll more likely see a bottleneck cartridge with a slight taper on it. I actually don't really know why at this point, why that is, why they taper rifle rounds, but one day I'll probably discover that. But these are for sure the neck and the base of these are the same width all throughout. So they're straight walled, unlike the 9mm, which is slightly tapered as well. Just to go into a little bit of my experience. So I couldn't find, so I have a rifle, I have a nice revolver that shoots this strange caliber here, the 10mm Magnum. And I couldn't find brass for it anywhere. Once in a while, Starline comes out with some brass for it. I guess when they're not being hammered with demand, they sort of keep their inventories pretty high on all their offerings. So I was waiting and waiting to get a hold of this 10mm Magnum brass for my revolver, and I finally just kind of gave up because it wasn't coming out after like a year and a half about. So what got me interested in this round is because there was some chatter that you could take this 30 Remington derived case, the 6.8 SPC, and you could fiddle with it, saw it down, resize it with a little bit of work, and you could get this 10mm Magnum case out of it. Now, my experience was, because it is bottleneck, that is not something that is easy to do. You would have to, typically what you do is fire form anything that's this off spec. So that means filling it with some cream of wheat or something like that, or some inert projectile, put a primer in it, put a blockage in there and fire it. And what happens is, actually, I think there is some powder in there too. But what you can do is it expands the brass to the diameter of whatever you're shooting it out of, and that's a really good way of resizing brass when it's too thin. In this case, it's just slightly too small. So what I opted to do is chop it down and then get some special dies. I used what's it called? I used an expanding die that kind of, instead of just expanding the throat of the case, it expanded kind of into the round a little bit. So I chopped it to the standard size, expanded it, I want to say quarter inch into the case, and then I was able to fit a projectile on it, and then you can fire form from there. But yeah, it's no small thing to get around that straight wall from a slightly tapered bottleneck round. Not a fun thing to do. You spend several minutes per case, so it's a passion project for sure for anyone who wants to try that. But it does work. But yeah, that's just my history with this case. My first gun was a 40 Smith & Wesson Glock. So it's funny. I've just been going down this road of like interesting calibers and things, just because this happened to be the first thing I owned. And so now, I have all these weapons that are just happen to be from the parent case of the 30 Remington. So there you have it. I just thought I'd share several rounds that are from a parent case that has claimed a lot of responsibility for different interesting calibers out there now.